Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Israel and Hamas reached a mutual ceasefire agreement after nearly 11 days of deadly violence. President Biden hailed the agreement brokered by Egypt and expressed support for Israel's right to defend itself, saying both Palestinians and Israelis equally deserve to live safely and securely. Joplin police say a man is in the hospital after being struck by a train. It happened around 9 Thursday morning. Authorities say a 42-year-old pedestrian was hit by the train at the intersection of Murphy Boulevard in South Wisconsin. They say the man lost an arm. No word on his condition or why he was on the tracks. An Quapaw, Oklahoma man is convicted of sexually abusing a minor and illegally possessing parts of protected eagles. 57-year-old Carl Ortner Jr. was convicted by a federal jury. Authorities say Ortner falsely portrayed himself as a Native American spiritual counselor in order to sexually abuse several Native American minors. Investigators also say they found feathers and various parts of bald eagles and golden eagles, which were illegally possessed at Ortner's home. Sentencing is scheduled for September 30th. Plans to remember a post-tornado landmark are moving forward. In 2018, the Spirit Tree, a tribute to the strength and spirit of the community, fell. Shortly after, members of the community started work on a sculpture that would replicate and commemorate the tree. A lot was done until the pandemic hit and other obstacles slowed the process. Now the process is getting ready to start once again. That's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
Picking up the rain in southwest Missouri this morning as opposed to the past couple of days where we've seen the most of it through southeast Kansas. Now, as we progress through our morning and afternoon hours, keeps on coming in south to north, south to north. Now, we have been able to lift our county-wide flood warnings that we had for Neosho, Labette, Allen County. Those have all been allowed to expire, but we still do have flood warnings for the Neosho River and the Marmonton, the Little Osage. So if you're gonna know it better than I do. If you're living around one of those or your travels take you through there, know that they are already out of their banks. Now, by the time we get to this afternoon tonight, we begin to taper off. We are at least headed in the right direction with a chance to dry out and temperatures that are going to be up into the high 70s, low 80s over the weekend. Be back with more KOM Morning News right after this.
Chevy.